All right, here we are. Here we go. Being a dad it's a trap. The whole thing's a trap. Not okay, so it's not a trap. Hey fighters, Sean here with Know the Fight. This week we're still talking about being a dad, being a present dad, being a dad that's in the mix with your kids, and how important that is. This week actually I've touched on a lot of things that are where I really messed up on. I have to say that we've actually done pretty good about this one that we're going to talk about today. So let me tell you what I did yesterday. I did a lot of work, I did a lot of writing, a lot of reading, scheduled a bunch of stuff. A lot of times I'm just looking down at my phone and just staring and staring and staring and scrolling and reading emails and replying. I'm on the desktop, the laptop, the iPad, the whole thing, right? So anywhere that there is access, I'm connected to it. And so my face is always in the screen every single second of the day. And it's because, I run several companies, and it's not just an excuse, it really is a reason, because these things I have to do as an owner and as a friend, as a husband. A lot of what I do is definitely in the screens. But let me describe to you what happened to me the other day. My daughter comes in to the office, and I'm just clacking away on my phone, writing out a message, and we were having a conversation online. And so she's just steadily talking. And listen, this isn't going where you think it's going, right? So I just looked at her, went back, click, 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 okay, I was responding accurately, but I was not engaging. So I looked up at her. I said, baby, I love you, but I'm doing something. I'm telling you, look, this isn't going where you think I'm going, right? And so I looked her straight in the eye, and I said, why are you in here? And she goes, you know what? I'm just checking on you, just seeing what's going on. I said, no, you're not. You're in here because you're bored, because you're grounded from the iPad and television and stuff like that. Had you have had these things, you would not be in my office right now asking me all these questions. You would be entertaining yourself. As much as I want to think, you know what, she just loves me and wants to hang out with me, that's not. Don't let them trick you. Don't let the kids trick you. They're all like, no, I just want, because had they had their stuff, they would not be engaging with me like they were. So their punishment is no TV or no iPad or whatever it is, and I'm the one that ends up paying for it, because now I have to stop what I'm doing. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I have to and it's such a chore, I should want to, because I do. Whenever I look up, I make sure my phone's facing down, look them straight in the eyes so that we can talk. But whenever you're in it, whenever you're in the mix of it and you're in the zone, and if you check out of the zone and it takes 30 minutes to get back into it, there's times that you have to look at your kid and say, look, baby, I love you, but just give me a minute and I'll come right back. And that's what I was trying to do in that moment. And then I looked at her and I said, you wouldn't be here if you had access to the things you want to do. And she goes, yeah, no, I would. And I looked at her, the dad look that, but really, would you though? And she was real honest. She goes, no, I'm just bored. Two things came to my mind. Number one, if you're bored, it's not that you're bored, it's that you're boring. It means that your mind cannot occupy the time that you have with something creative to do, or to plan, or to draw out, or something to occupy your mind for the time that you have. So it's not, this is exactly what I told her. I said, baby, you're not going to grow up to be boring. If you're bored right now, I need you to come up with something to do. So when I told her that, she was like, oh, I'm not boring. I'm like, well, you're bored, and you're the only one that you're going to be able to play with right now. So guess what? Whose fault is that? She's like, oh, okay. And number two, I've handed my children my replacement. They will be entertained by the TV screen. They will get answers. They will be asked questions. They'll be directed by what's on the television screen. So it's very important that you monitor what your kids consume. At the same time, it's even more important that you stop giving them an excuse not to be with you. So what we like to do is just cut off electronics and play video games. We play Mexican Train, we play Resistance, we play different games. We play Uno, we make up games, build forts. We do these things because I don't want their face to be in electronics. Now, don't get me wrong, they're still in electronics and they're in it still way too much. When they see me on my phone or half listening and scrolling through and doing stuff, they want it. I want a phone. I want to do this because they've realized that you put your value in what you look at. And unfortunately, I feel like I've done a bad job at building up their value in my eyes. So whenever I'm trying to talk to them, now they listen. They're young and they're impressionable and gosh, man, I really hope that I become half the dad that they think that I am. One thing I always like to say is be who you needed when you were their age. Be that parent that you needed. Even if your parents were perfect, be that parent that you needed when you're that age. So don't give your kids things, give them time. It shouldn't be a special occasion just to spend some time with your kid. So here's 3 things that we can do as much as you humanly possibly can without it costing a single dime. Number 1, make breakfast. Breakfast is delicious. It's easy, consists of eggs and bacon or Pillsbury cinnamon rolls or biscuits. Super easy. And it starts off the day right. They start the day knowing that their dad loves them, that he's there for them, that he's thinking about them. And you get the chance to encourage your child. And all of this just costs the amount of what breakfast was going to be made in the first place. Number 2, read. Read to your children. Clear a spot in your calendar where you can go sit on the couch, ask your kids to come in there and read with you. Whether you're reading out loud, reading to yourself, spend time reading. Ask them about their books. Ask them what pictures do they see in their mind. Ask them why they picked that book. Just hear their thought process and then help them connect the dots to the life that they're trying to create. And number 3, destroy your phone. Now, I don't mean you actually have to break it and or put it in the microwave or, shoot out of a cannon. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is act like it's destroyed. Act like you can't reach for it. Put it to the side. Turn it off. Leave it in the other room. So don't think I don't see the irony in the fact that I'm telling you to quit watching videos on your phone when you're probably watching this video on your phone. I meant after you watch this video, then go put down the phone and then go talk to your children. Don't let the phones raise your kids. Don't let the phones and the television teach your kids what love is and what relationships look like and who God is and what the importance of education, importance of relationships. Don't let music and TV and the computer do your job, because parenting cannot be automated.